grass. You know, there's four phases to a football team. One is phase one's winter workouts. Phase 2 is spring practice. Phase 3 is the summer. And phase 4 is called football season. That's why we do all the other phases. And it's really fun to get out here, back around the guys. The rules allow us to be around them a little bit more in the summer than we used to. But to be able to get around them and kind of watch what the starting point for this team is. I told them the journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with one step. Today's step one.
With you guys being allowed to be around them more often, with Gunner, where have you seen his biggest improvement in the offseason?
My goodness, Gunner, completely different guy than a year ago. You know, a year ago, this time, really did not lead the team. He just was leading himself, and he was leading himself okay. Now he's leading himself at an elite level. He's changed his nutrition, his diet, his details in his weight program have changed greatly. And he is also leading the team differently. At the midpoint of practice, Coach Craddock and I looked at each other like, 18 looks different. He's acting different. He's carrying himself different. And I think anytime you come back for a 6th year, when you've already graduated and you could probably do at this point in life whatever you want to do, if you make the decision to come back, you're probably going to go all in, not just dip your toe in. He's going all in. I'm really excited to see what he's doing.
Accuracy level, I was watching him throw a couple balls. He looks really good accurately from short distance, long distance. Kind of talk about the small games that are the small things in his game that he's gotten better with.
You know, I think that's probably one of the things. Everybody gets enamored and caught up with guys that have these huge arms, and those are great things to have. Like, arm strength is not a negative, but accuracy is way more important. And then timing and knowing where to go with the football off of what the defense is giving you and what they're showing you, the importance of being able to anticipate and, you know, knowing the defense well, but then also knowing the offense and where we want to go with the football in certain looks is so pivotal. And when you're able to anticipate and see those things before they're happening, it allows you to be confident, get your feet set, and make a really good, accurate throw. And he's doing a great job in that regard.
Some different playmakers on offense this season. Landon Parker coming in. What have you seen from those guys that have transferred there into the offense?
Yeah, you know, Jabri Barber was our leading receiver through 5 games, and he's the workhorse. But Landon, through spring and early part this year, has shown he makes really good contested catches. The 50-50 ball ends up more like 70-30 a lot of the time. So he's a big body that can go make plays in the air on the ball. Chris Lewis, is that one of my kids screaming? No, I don't think it is. Chris Lewis, also at X, is a big body guy who can go make the 50-50 play look more 70-30-ish at times. You know, Deshaun Stoudemire, we all know. Devontae Ross, we all know. P. Higg. But really excited about all those guys. But Landon in particular has really displayed the ability to go up and win those 50-50 balls.
Going a little faces on the offensive line, but you think a lot of depth. Could that be one of the more interesting battles over the next couple of weeks? Without
question. I think last year I knew who the top 3 O-linemen were before we started training camp. I didn't know who 4 or 5 was. I didn't really know who 6 was. I didn't really feel good about who 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 were. Where we are now, I know who maybe has played the most, but the guy that maybe the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th lineman right now are guys that have really high ceilings. They just haven't played as much football, and so we're deeper there. We're maybe less proven. You know, Jake Andrews and Austin still don't play a lot of football. Losing those 2 guys, and then DeAndre played a lot of left guard too. So losing those guys, we're definitely less experienced. We're much deeper, and there is actually competition in the room. Last year, the competition in the room was against yourself every day. There wasn't anybody competing for a job, really.
Everybody good? Day one. Anything or anyone stood out to you in day one?
Yeah, I mean, some of the usual suspects stood out, but then I think you look at Don Callis, our corner, he flashed today as a new guy. I think Deshaun Baptiste, a new young guy at defensive end, flashes. There's really so many. There's a couple times today I'm like asking somebody, hey, who's that number again? You know, but there's enough new players that flash. But then the household guys that have been here forever and played a lot of football, I kind of know what those guys are going to do day in, day out. So Eli Russ is doing a really nice job at center. I'm very pleased with where he's at.